Hey guys, thank you very much for joining again. It's been a lovely couple of weeks with you following me on all the social media I have, this YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. Thank you very much for that. And today's topic will be about freelancing in the Czech Republic. Like what it is to be a freelancer in the Czech Republic, what you have to pay in terms of social security, healthcare, income tax, all this related to freelancing in the Czech Republic. Of course, as you know, I will first have some official part of the live stream, so we'll be talking a lot, and then you can ask questions, and I'll be happy to answer all those. It can be related to the topic, or it can be about something else. I'll be happy to answer anything. So let's jump right into the topic, which is freelancing in the Czech Republic. So what you need to do if you want to start freelancing in the Czech Republic is that you first need to get a trade license and register yourself as a freelancer. Then you need to get registered with the Social Security, income tax. That's what everyone needs to do. And then in some cases, you also need to get registered with the healthcare, the public healthcare office. The trade license is called živnostenské oprávnění in Czech, or foreigners shorten it to živno, or it's a trade license, however we call it. It's basically just a license saying that you are allowed, that you're in some business register as a freelancer, and hence you are allowed to run business in the Czech Republic as a freelancer. And then all the subsequent registrations will need to follow, but you can basically start freelancing from the moment when you get your trade license, and then you can keep working on getting all the related registrations. I'll go through that in details right now. If you have any questions, share them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them, most likely when I finish my official speech, but I'll be happy to answer them all. So first thing, if you want to become a freelancer in the Czech Republic, the first thing you need to do is to get a trade license and get yourself into the business register as a freelancer. How the process works is that you need to collect a couple of documents. I covered that in my previous video. So if you're looking for information about the documents needed for the trade license, search for the videos I did previously. You need to take all the documents to a trade license office. You can basically go to any trade license office. It's not related to or you don't have to go to the trade license office responsible for the area where you live. You can go to any in the Czech Republic. You submit the application. If everything is if you have all the documents properly prepared and everything goes well, they put you into the system, but it takes a couple days to get it approved and to do the background check for you in the Czech Republic, all this. So you basically just submit the documents, pay the fee, and you wait. Then you need to come back to the trade license office a couple days later, and you collect the actual trade license. The trade license is basically just one piece of paper saying that this person is registered on this business address as a freelancer, and the trade license is valid until this date, and this is your business number. That's basically all that is in the trade license. Also, maybe the trades, the fields of business you're allowed to work in, and then the trade license kind of process ends. This is the end of the trade license process. But then what you need to do is also to get yourself registered with all the subsequent authorities. So the ones that everyone needs to register, regardless your nationality or anything, is the Social Security system. The Social Security is kind of meant to cover your pension or unemployment support. In most cases, for most foreigners, you will never see that money again because you would need to stay here for some amount of time to qualify for some support, but you still need to pay that. The amount you need to pay on monthly basis changes every year, and it also changes after you do your tax return. But for 2021, the minimum amount you have to pay for Social Security is around 2,700 Czech crowns. Even if you don't make any money, that particular amount, or if you make 1 million crown, the minimum is 2,700 approximately. As for the registration for the Social Security, ideally, in the perfect world, it would work the way that the trade license office automatically notifies the Social Security tax office and the public health insurance office, and they will register you and you don't need to go anywhere. But in real life, it doesn't work like that. That sometimes the trade license office notifies those authorities, but they only tell them, hey, this person got their trade license, expect them to contact you for a registration. So it's not like they would do the registration on your own, on your behalf, but you still need to do it. Even if they tell you, yeah, we'll register you, it's still better to do it yourself, because only then you can make sure that it will be properly done and that it will be done, which is important. So for the Social Security, you basically need to collect some other sets of documents, like mainly proof of your address and a copy of the trade license, fill in a registration form, and you need to take this physically to the Social Security. You take it to the Social Security, which is responsible for the place where you live. So you should go, in theory, you could go to others as well, but it's better to go to the one responsible for your address. So you take it there, you submit the application, they put it into the system, and then you wait. So you can then either go there again a couple weeks later, or you can wait for a letter to be delivered to your address. That usually works. Sometimes they just don't send it, or they send it to another address randomly. No one knows. So if you haven't received the Social Security registration within, say, 4 or 5 weeks, you should follow up with them. You should go to the branch again and ask, okay, what's going on with my application? Sometimes takes them longer. Sometimes you receive multiple letters from them with different numbers. Don't get confused. It's normal. But the main letter you're waiting for is a registration letter showing up your variable symbol. That's your kind of registration number with the Social Security, showing the bank account details and the amount you should be sending every month. That's the Social Security. Then the next thing you need to do as a freelancer is to register yourself for paying the income tax. That's done with your local tax office. Again, you need some documents for that. You usually need your lease agreement. You need to fill in a form, take it to the tax office responsible for the place where you live, submit it, and then you wait. Again, you can either come back there a couple weeks later and pick it up in person, or they should also send it to you to your address. So it depends. The tax office is usually faster than the Social Security office. So usually we receive, when we do it for our clients that move to Prague, we usually receive the registrations within 2 weeks, maybe, for the tax office. For the Social Security, it takes way longer. So then when you receive this letter, it will show your tax number, and that's it. You don't really need to do anything about that, because the income tax is only paid once a year before the end of March of this year for the previous year. So the tax number, you basically just keep it safe somewhere, but you only need it once a year. And these two things, the Social Security and Social Security and income tax, is where everyone needs to register, regardless your nationality. As long as you have a valid visa or residence permit and you are getting the trade license, you're starting freelancing, then you need to register for those. That's mandatory for everyone. The third thing, the third authority which you need to register with as a freelancer is the healthcare, the public healthcare office. That's basically Czechs need to register there. EU citizens need to register there, and some non-EU citizens. But there are some exceptions, like only if you have a permanent residency, or only if you're a US citizen freelancing in the Czech Republic. So that's more complicated. But for EU citizens, it's mandatory as well, and for some non-EU citizens too. And healthcare, that's kind of important, because people usually think that there is only one public health insurance company, VZP. But that's not true. There are like 7 public health insurance companies, like VZP, OZP, BOZP. There are more. And you can choose actually to which one you want to get registered. Of course, if you've been registered with one, for example, through your job, stick with that. But if you're new to the Czech Republic and you can choose, I definitely recommend not choosing VZP, because it can complicate your life. VZP is not really good. They used to be monopole. They used to be the only company in the Czech Republic 20 years ago, and they still kind of behave like that. So their customer support is not really good. if you need something from them, if they need something from you, that's very fast. But if you need something from them, it can sometimes take very long time. And their process is kind of, we deal with that on daily basis for our clients who are extending, for example, their business residence permits. And to get some documents from VZP is sometimes a nightmare. And we need to send letters like explaining and everything. If you have OZP, for example, you just go to the branch, you get the document, and it's done. So if you can choose someone else than VZP, we recommend OZP. But up to you. There are like more companies. They all offer the same thing because it's all public health insurance. So you can choose, and OZP is the one I would go for. So then usually the registration at the healthcare office is pretty fast. It's the fastest of all. Sometimes, especially VZP, requires for you to have the Social Security registration done already before they can register you with them. OZP, for example, does not usually require this. You need to bring it later, but they can register you even before that. So once you get registered there, you need to also start paying the healthcare to the public healthcare system on monthly basis. The minimum amount is similar to the Social Security. It's slightly less. The minimum is around 2,500 in 2021, but it again is increased every year. And it's also, it might be increased based on your income. So once you do your first tax return, both the Social Security and the healthcare can increase as well. Usually the registration at the public healthcare office is fast and it's done the same day. And you also receive some kind of confirmation, temporary confirmation of you having a public health insurance coverage. Then you will be also issued the plastic card, which you all know. But that usually happens after a couple of weeks. So usually it takes them around a month to get the card to you. And again, it can either be sent to your address, home address, or it can be picked up at their particular branch. So those are the main things and the main authorities you need to get registered with when you work as a freelancer in the Czech Republic. So let's maybe briefly go through that, and then I will go through your questions. So if you are starting as a freelancer in the Czech Republic, you need to first get a trade license. That means usually 2 trips to the trade license office, once to submit your application and once to pick up the actual trade license. Then you need to get registered with the Social Security office, which means at least 1 visit to the Social Security office and then hoping that they will deliver the registration to you, or you need to go there again in person and pick it up in person. Third thing you need to do is to get registered with the tax office. It's a similar system. First, go there, submit the application, and then wait for them to mail you something or pick it up later on yourself. And in some cases, you also need to get registered with the public health insurance office, which is usually done on the spot, and you will just wait for some time to get the actual card. Then if you start freelancing and it's your main activity, you will need to start paying 2 things on a monthly basis. That's the Social Security. That's mandatory for everyone, roughly 2,700 crowns a month in 2021. And in some cases, also the public healthcare, which is slightly less, but still around 2,500 crowns a month in 2021. And then everyone also needs to submit their tax return every year. Before the end of March for the previous year, and then based on your income, you either pay some income tax or not, and they will either increase your Social Security and healthcare payments or not. So that was kind of fast. I usually spend here more time talking, but this was kind of fast. I'm kind of happy about that because I usually talk a lot. So let's now go through the questions you had or the comments you had. So Jan Tompkins, will this be recorded? I'd love to watch this later as well. Maybe you're already away, but yes, it's recorded, and I will share it on my Facebook and on my YouTube channel. So either of those places, there will be the full recording. And I also do the bits of the most important parts, and I share it on my TikTok and my Instagram. So you can, if you don't follow me, please follow me everywhere. You can always find me. I always have the same photo everywhere, looking like this. And usually my name, Jan Kalina, and then maybe some additions like author, immigration expert, and speaker, depending on the channel you go to. Okay, the next question, Jan Tompkins. Thank you so much. I will watch later. You're the best, Jan. Thank you, Jan. My pleasure. Beautiful name, by the way. The first name. And yeah, as mentioned, it will be recorded. So if you cannot stay until the end and watch it all, you can find it on my YouTube and Facebook. Theodora, I had some papers at the office and letters some by post. They announced Social Security and VZP also. I didn't know 7 public insurance. Thanks. Yeah, many people don't know that, and VZP is kind of happy about that, obviously. But VZP used to be the monopoly for the public health insurance many years ago. So you didn't have any other option. But now you have the public health insurance companies. There are more, and many of those other ones have better customer care, better bonuses for you as a insured person. So and better clients approach. So definitely, if you can choose, I would not really recommend VZP. Better OZP or maybe some others. But OZP is my first choice. I'm with OZP as well as a Czech citizen. So I do what I recommend. And yeah, unfortunately, the Social Security, healthcare, tax offices, they're kind of random. They should be sending the letters to some specific address, either your home address or to your business address. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they send it to some other address, maybe the one which you have registered with the Ministry of the Interior when you were getting your residence permit. So it's kind of random. But remember that if you don't receive all the registrations within, say, 4, 5, 6 weeks, then you should follow up with them, and you should go there in person, and maybe it's just laying on their desk somewhere. Okay, did we have any other questions? No, we didn't. So guys, if you have any other questions right now, either on YouTube or Facebook, please feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer everything regarding trade license, freelancing, Social Security, healthcare, all this, or of course some other topics as well. And before you ask some questions, I will just summarize everything. So basically, if you want to start freelancing in the Czech Republic, what you need to do is to get yourself registered with the trade license office, which usually means 2 trips to the trade license office, once to submit your application, once to collect the approved trade license. Then you need to get registered with the tax office to pay in your income tax. You need to get registered with the Social Security to pay the Social Security on monthly basis. And you need to get registered with the public health insurance in some cases. This process can be pretty time consuming, and especially if you don't speak Czech, it can be also pretty stressful and will take some time because you need to go to all the offices in person. You need to fill in some forms which are only in Czech, and you have to submit it to the people who don't like working there at all. Sometimes, some of them are good, but sometimes not. So if you do it yourself, it can be kind of painful experience. We've had some clients who paid us to help them with that, and they still wanted to go with us and see all the bureaucracy. I believe that there are some people who kind of are attracted by this. So if you're one of them, that's fine. But usually people pay us to do everything on their behalf. So you will just basically give us a power of attorney, and we will take care of everything. So we will get the trade license on your behalf. You don't have to go anywhere. We will get you registered for the Social Security, healthcare, income tax. You don't need to go anywhere. You just come to our office once before we submit the documents, and then once we have everything, and we'll explain you what to pay, how to pay, what to do. So as simple as this. Okay, guys, still no questions. So again, for those of you who follow me and who watch my live streams regularly, I usually do the weird dance here, giving you some more seconds to ask some questions, which I will be happy to answer. But if there are no questions in about 30 seconds or 1 minute, and I will just finish the live stream and I'll go home. I'm still at the office of Move to Prague. So guys, maybe if you wish, share if you had some experience with registering yourself as a freelancer in the Czech Republic and how was the experience. Or if not, then ask some questions if you have. If not, then just watch me strangely dance in here, and I'll disappear in like 20 seconds. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for following me, because I see that some of you come to every live stream I do. Some of you comment and like and share, and that's really, really nice of you. And I'm happy to see that, because again, it shows that you're interested in the topics I discuss, and that you find my content useful, which is why I do that, to be helpful. Of course, we run a company called Move to Prague Relocation Services. So this is what I'm talking about, is our business, and we can take care of everything on your behalf if you wish, and you're willing to pay for the service. But if you want to do things on your own, I also want to give you some useful information and to give you the guide or the guideline to be able to do it on your own. So this is why I do it, and I'm hoping I'm useful and the information is good and you find it valuable. So thank you very much. Follow me everywhere, please, on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You will find me everywhere as Jan Kalina, or Jan Kalina Official, Jan Kalina Author, Jan Kalina Immigration Expert. If you combine these words, you will find me everywhere. So it doesn't seem that we have any questions. So thank you very much, guys. Enjoy. Have a lovely evening. And come back next time. I'll be doing another live stream Monday, and then Thursday next week, and I'll be going like this. I've been going like this for 3 months, and I'll continue with that. So see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.